What's up, Outlaws? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the Tales of the Campfire podcast with your host, Zach Attack 290, and my co-host, Tank Gaming YT, also known as McKean, known as Tank Gaming. We have our special guest here, Crazy Metallo. If you know me from TikTok, you know that we are all in a group that plays Red Dead, so I had a good idea that we would start this podcast due to the fact that we are big Red Dead nerds, and we love the game, we love the community, and we just like debating. And when we do debate about Red Dead, we thought maybe we should come up with a podcast, which is what today's episode is about. We have some good topics for you today, such as one that we will be bringing up first, which is who would win in a 1v1 between Prime Arthur, John Marston from Red Dead Redemption 1, Prime Jack Marston, and Prime Red Harlow. Now, you might be thinking it's an easy answer as Arthur Morgan. We might think the same answer, or we could have other, opinions on who we think won. Maybe I think that John wins. Maybe McKean thinks that Red Harlow wins. Maybe Crazy here thinks that Jack wins, or maybe he thinks Arthur wins. That is what today's episode is about. If you guys enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. As you've seen in the intro, we will be starting this off with Tank Gaming and who he thinks.
Alright, I'll start us off. First, I'll start at the bottom of the list. I think the bottom of the list is Red Harlow because in the game, if you play Red Dead Revolver, he doesn't seem that fast compared to John, Jack, and Arthur. Compared to them, Arthur, he legit just stops time. Jack semi does the same. John's a different story, personally, and Jack, he's up there in the list because I personally say, and my friend Zach personally thinks the same, it took him 4 years to learn the way of the gun at Deadeye in this short amount of time. He's up there with Arthur. Jack, I say he's number 3. Not number 3, I mean number 2. John, number 3. And Arthur, number 1, for the fact that he seems better and has better feats overall in the game.
I'm gonna be honest. I believe it, right? I do believe it, but I, for some reason, put John Marston from Red Dead 1 at the bottom. And I can already tell that when people watch this, that they're going to be mad because they're like, oh, you didn't use Red Dead 2, John? Listen, guys, it's not my fault, okay? Red Dead 1, John, is not as good as Arthur. And we're going to be honest. You're telling me that John had to take his time to shoot a bunch of bottles off of a wall when he was down in El Chuparosa. Yeah, Arthur could do that with his eyes closed. I'm sorry.
Especially in Red Dead 1, not Red Dead 1, Red Dead 2, in the prologue, it's kind of showing that John's not in a good mental state. Like, he's trying to be better as Arthur, be good as Arthur. Like, he's trying to compare himself to him, which is a bad way on him. But I think how that works is, like, you have to have extreme focus for, like, extreme focus and patience go together, I think, very well. And he does not have that, I personally say, in Red Dead 2 and the prologue.
I do think so too. But that is exactly why John from Red Dead 1 will be in 4th place. He will not come over 4th for the fact that he is not better than anyone besides maybe Jack. But that's going to bring me to number 3. Who do I think takes the 3rd spot? And I'm going to be honest here. I think it's either Red Harlow or Jack. But for the fact that it took, if we're supposed to believe that Red Dead's Revolver's epilogue took place in 1875, and then the main story took place in 1887, or, 1880s, that still means that that was at least 10 years or so that it took for, Red Harlow to actually become the best gunslinger he is, which is exactly why I don't think he is better than Jack, because Jack, it took him at least 4 years. Spoilers for those that have not played. This whole podcast will be nothing but spoilers. But that's why Jack, I think, is better than Red Harlow on a little bit of a note. I do think he's a little bit better. So I'm putting Red Harlow in 3rd spot, 3rd place, sorry, and I'm taking Jack as 2nd. And though Jack could be better than Arthur for the fact that he's almost as quick as Deadeye as Arthur in the span of 4 years, give Jack some time and he'll be better than Arthur, but Arthur's just too quick, so I think Jack takes 2nd, but that's just my opinion.
Crazy Spicy, what's your opinion on this debate?
The only reason John is in fourth place is because he's not good in Red Dead 1. If it,
I think the reason why he's not so good in Red Dead 1 because you can see like Red Dead 2 and like Arthur and John, their Dead has a different type of sound. Basically, like Arthur's is running out and John is like a different type of sound. I forget what precisely it is because I would play as Arthur. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wait, ain't that like Arthur's or something like that? Oh yeah. Uh, which kind of means he has time, but not too much time on his side. Well, I think I read that one reason why he's not so good because he's trying to get his wife and kid back, which is really not helping his Deadeye and helping his skills per se. He's not in the right mental state to be thinking. As in the beginning, Red Dead 1, he goes straight for Bill Williamson, which is not a bright idea without a tactical plan, and he gets shot and nearly could have died basically.
he should have died, but he's lucky Bonnie saved him.
Yeah. I totally agree with you guys putting that bomb on the list. I just put him higher because I didn't play that much of Red Dead Revolver. I only played maybe like a couple missions, that's about it. So I totally do agree with your guys' statement, but I just put him a little higher because I'm so used to John Marston in general.
I mean, I get that. I mean, most people in the comments would probably put him higher. I mean, if anyone is watching right now, comment below on the video who would you put where? Like, what's your list?
And especially at the end of the game with John's death, like Arthur, he could easily take out all those men. Personally, he could have. But I understand why John didn't. He probably could have. He must have did enough energy to do so. He probably didn't because he would be on the run like the same as he always has been. Especially he did the same situation where Abigail and Jack had been before and the prologue.
Probably. I mean, I don't think anyone would have been able to take out that many Pinkertons, or military soldiers, I should say, like the army.
Without becoming unscathed, most likely.
Unless it's Arthur, yeah, because Arthur can do anything.
Because you can really kill a lot of people as Arthur within the short span of time if you're quick enough with the draw and all that. That's about it. You gotta use it wisely. Unless you're using like a something good enough that has like good capacity, like you mold like a whole new chamber.
That's one thing about Red Dead 1. You can't dual wield. So you basically just gotta run around with like a Schofield that's got like 6 bullets. And he automatically pulls out revolver. You can't choose what gun you pick. You have to use your revolver. Because I feel like if you were able to use your like Lancaster, you would have definitely won. But I also think that it shows you how fast Deadeye is, because in Red Dead 1, right, when you're about to kill, when you go to activate Deadeye, I do think John was trying. I just think it was a little realistic, because let's be honest, the game was made in 2010, and I think there was plot armor for John to die. So what they did was they basically just like they let him die for the fact that it was realistic. I mean, Arthur got away with so much. So
I think the reason why they want him to die at the end of the game is showing that times have changed, especially he is part of the old generation, and you know what things comes around. And he dies, especially like old generation dies out, new generation comes in stronger than ever, basically.
yeah.
Which is the result of Jack Marshman, which he is result of the Vanderling gang per se, of everyone's like teachings that he's been taught over the years. Especially from like Arthur, a little bit from like maybe like fishing on that one mission if he paid attention enough.
I think you're right. I mean, he got taught how to read and stuff by Hosea. Dutch also taught him stuff. I don't know what Dutch taught him, but he taught him something.
Probably taught him a little bit about a gun, probably teach him a little early.
He also learned how to walk, if you think about it, and talk. So, whoever taught him how to walk.
Very young age.
And I know for a fact that John wasn't there because John disappeared for a year. So, maybe Arthur taught him how to walk, but that still I still want to know who taught him how to talk.
The thing with children, they naturally know how to learn how to walk on their own, but talking, that's a whole different thing you have to teach them.
I think maybe Hosea taught him.
Probably. The thing with Jack is, like, he has the most saddest backstory of every character in the series.
Sorry guys, this podcast is recorded. It is recorded in a Red Dead server. So while we are killing off bounty hunters, we will be able to tell you guys. We'll have some commentary. The only thing is they're doing a rival. I'm not messing with them. I'm letting them do their thing. So you won't be able to see the gameplay. I'm sorry. So if y'all want to see some gameplay, I should be, whenever I'm recording this, it is Friday night. I'll probably be streaming on Saturday morning sometime. Or afternoon maybe. It depends on whenever I decide that I want to stream.
Yeah, it depends if I want to stream that they do, which I probably need to.
Okay.
Should we compare their backstories? Oh, like all the characters' backstories. All those 4.
As much as we can, sure.
Like, saying, like, what, like, we just have the debate saying, like, which one is the saddest.
And his mother. But not only, but so did Arthur and Jack.
So did Arthur, Jack, and John. No, not John. Then he got the word of his dad.
He was told by, I think he said it was his uncle, that his father died in a bar fight where he got blinded. Or maybe, I forget. I'm a Red Dead nerd, guys, but I'm not that big of a Red Dead nerd. I mean, I am, but I forget.
Arthur probably had to live with the guilt that was his father a good guy? Like,
No, there is a dialogue. There's dialogue in the game where it talks about how Arthur got beat by his father.
So he's probably getting beat on, probably his father blaming him on how his mother died. Did his mother die during childbirth?
No, she died of a sickness. I think what happened was his dad was a drunk, as you can say. He says his people moved with the whiskey. So I'm thinking that Lyle was very drunk and used to beat on Arthur. And one time when he obviously got lynched and Arthur watched him. I think even though Arthur didn't like him, he still loved him. So that's why he carries his hat. Eliza, it was his girlfriend and his son.
Yeah, Elijah and Isaac.
Yeah, Eliza and Isaac. Killed him for $10, which is another thing that I believe. I believe that Micah Bell could have killed his friends. I mean his family, but.
Because like, what was that time period actually?
I have no idea, but I do think that it could have been Micah, but I don't know really much. It could be Micah, but.
It was way before the story, and it was way before when they met up in the Grizzlies and
North Elizabeth.
Yeah, it was way before when they met in that town because like that was like 10 months before the game starts. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Micah's campsite, after you write him out of jail, you can see he has like a scrap of like Dutch like bounty and all that. Probably had one at Arthur, so okay, I'm gonna bring up a little theory. I think Micah was a rat. Well, could have been a rat from the start of like before Red Dead Redemption, because I don't think anyone would be carrying a scrap of paper with them the whole time.
That's the thing. I do believe your theory. He's a rat. The only problem that
There's like flaws in it, I think so.
not really, but like he's a rat, which brings up my theory that he might have been a rat for the O'Driscolls, and I know everyone's going crazy right now watching this, but hear me out, I'll explain it later. Because not only did Agent Milton say he was a rat after the Caribbean, but Arthur's sick. He's going to kill Arthur. Why would he lie?
And also, you see how like they leave a messes right behind them throughout the whole game, which means they're sloppy, not being quiet, and what you hear throughout like the whole game with their stories like out west, they're kind of doing the same thing. So Micah probably could have gone their tail and probably killed Elijah and Isaac just to make Arthur mad.
And if anyone is pays attention, you would actually know that the train robbery that
And John sets up.
Yeah, that John sets up that you got from Miss Gaskell. You would know that if you read a newspaper after the robbery that it was actually paid off, and lawmen knew exactly what was going down on that train robbery, which is why police showed up really quickly.
Which, that brings up another theory. We either think it was Micah or Abigail that ratted him out to the police, because Abigail wants a peaceful life for Jack, and Micah just wants to like cause chaos as much as possible for a downfall.
It would make sense. But John was on that robbery. The only thing I could think of, that maybe that's when they were fighting, right? Chapter 2, so maybe she didn't care about John?
I don't think, because she really didn't care for John in Chapter 2. Like, she cared about him in a way as a gang member, but not as a family member.
Well, she wanted him to become a family man.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to.
Which, you can see why on their both perspectives, because they're not placed you for a child, or for a family and all together.
Not really. But I do think, I also think Micah was in jail at the time. Which actually brings it up to be a little weird for the fact that if Abigail didn't do it, and Micah was in jail at the time, that means someone knew about the robbery and tipped it off.
It depends how you play the game. It depends if you break him out before that robbery, I'd say. And you do the missions way before.
Can you? Do you have to break him out before you can do the train robbery?
I'm pretty sure, because it's pretty early in Chapter 2 you have to do it.
Alright, then that makes a little more sense. He did say he wasn't coming back without a peace offering.
Yep. That could impart a peace offering along with that, like, Sagebrush robbery.
Yeah. Maybe he thought that the O'Driscolls were going to rob the train, so he paid off the cops.
I see your, like, theory of Mike working with the O'Driscolls, because how would they know about the stagecoach coming directly through unless they're sitting there watching the whole time?
They do. They rob it on the daily.
On the daily?
Yeah, they say that they rob it on the daily. Like, every time the wagon goes through, they rob it.
I forget about the dollar, because I honestly just don't listen to them sometimes.
But your theory is also a little bit correct for the fact that wouldn't they have known who Micah was and how he was a part of the Vanderlyn gang? Yet they were all friendly towards Micah every time they seen him. And it was a little strange that he killed the O'Driscoll, and the O'Driscoll didn't actually try to kill Micah.
Yeah.
And
Arthur's kidnapping is definitely staged up in a way. Because Pearson, I don't think he would intentionally want Arthur to be kidnapped. But Micah, I feel like he wanted to get Arthur out of the picture. Because Arthur acts like a guide throughout the whole game, trying to guide Dutch through the right road.
That's my theory. And when I bring it up with people, they say the same thing. They literally always say the same thing. Oh, Micah didn't set that up because Como Driscoll had it. Blah blah blah. Also, that also brings up another that. And every time I bring this up, right? Micah sets it up. He gets captured. Why didn't Dutch or Micah go up there for Arthur or see that something happened when Arthur got kidnapped?
And why didn't they get captured as well? Because
But and every
his plan was to kidnap all of them to turn them
it would have been smarter because if they knew that Dutch didn't come back, every single one of them would have rode in there. But Arthur, not everyone would have rode in. And every time I bring that up, they're always like, "Well, Arthur goes away from camp the whole time." You're telling me that
members up there.
yeah, yeah. So you're telling me that mid conversation with Colm that Arthur not being up there is just normal?
So they wouldn't like they had that eye. They had to have an eye out the corner. I realized. Oh wait, Arthur ain't there. Because clearly, Colm knew that he would have burned Arthur and he had him set up somewhere. But it doesn't make sense how they would know where Arthur would have set up at. Unless Dutch had it planned beforehand and Micah told Colm or someone along those lines.
I do think it was easy for them to know where Arthur is, which honestly, everyone in the comments could be saying, "Oh, well, they could think he's trying to snipe Colm O'Driscoll, blah, blah, blah." Micah was the only one that wanted the peace offering. Hosea said it was a trap, and Micah looked at him and said, yeah. And Micah looked at Hosea and said, "Of course it's a trap." But there's no luck in finding out.
But it makes you think, if it's a trap, wouldn't you also bring more members along with you? Which is the thing where I keep saying Micah throughout the whole game's getting in Dutch's ear, making it not think logical or rational.
Exactly. I always talk about that, and people say the same thing, that it didn't affect them.
It definitely affected him in a way, because he had a concussion, but I don't know what type. I know he had like a concussion, but it wasn't so severe that it would permanently damage his brain, but it might have the way he hit his
I think it made him get to the point where he got aggravated so much, because if you get hit in the head, it makes you, you hear ringing.
That's the side effects of concussion, so if you see him everything, and he had like, it's not like his head was throbbing and all that.
Plus all the gunshots around him, too.
Which is messing with your mind a lot, so that concussion definitely messed with him in a way. But people saying that concussion changed his personality completely. No, that personality change was Dutch completely. But that was always Dutch.
I do think so as well. And remember, guys, I'm not trying to be mean for those of you in the comments, but Hosea was not dead yet, and he was still acting weirdly. Revenge was a luxury they can't afford. He never wanted revenge until after that concussion. He could have killed Colm back at the meeting. He didn't. Yet he kills Angelo Bronte, someone he just met that screwed him over with one bank robbery, and he drowned him. Sure, you can bring up the thing that he took Jack. Dutch doesn't care about Jack. It's not his kid. I mean, he cares about him, but he doesn't care about him as much as he cares about Colm. Colm and him have been enemies for years. He killed his lover, and he wants to kill Colm, but he doesn't.
During that meeting, he wanted to kill Colm because the way how he extended his words, where like, you killed my Abigail, and like
Annabelle
or something like that. Yeah, I feel like he wanted to kill him right then and there, but he probably thought he would be sniper killed or something like that.
That, or he just was holding back because he knew it wasn't right for the gang.
Yeah, one of those, because I feel like he stops caring about the gang at the end of like chapter, like the very end of chapter 4 and like.
And for those of you that are getting our words mixed up, we are talking about when you meet up with Colm. Remember, guys, this is prior to the head injury, and he could have killed Colm there, which will actually bring us to the end of the game, where he just openly kills Cornwall. Just openly kills Cornwall. Knows that there's Pinkertons, he just openly kills Cornwall. But he doesn't kill Colm. Now let's fast forward to after the head injury. He automatically wants to kill Angelo Bronte. Doesn't care how he'll do it anyway, and he kills Angelo. He kills Angelo. And even the gang members are weirded out by it for the fact that he doesn't normally want revenge, but this time he just does. So that's why a lot of people are thinking that it's because of his head injury, for the fact that he never wanted revenge until after the head injury happened. And I believe it too. He wouldn't have killed anyone else after that head injury, but he decided to. And that's exactly why I think that Micah could have been a rat for the O'Driscolls, for the fact that everything was set up, everything was planned. Dutch didn't want revenge, so that means Dutch wasn't going to go in an all-out war. And Micah knew that, because who was there? Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan was talking in his ear. He knew Dutch didn't want revenge. So if he could get Arthur snapped away, that would make Dutch either go crazy to go get Arthur, or no one would care and it wouldn't work. And Colm did say that they offered him a prize. Who offered him a prize? Was it the Pinkertons? Was it the police? Was it bounty hunters? Who was it? Whoever it was not afraid to talk to Colm O'Driscoll, and they knew who Colm O'Driscoll was, which makes me think it was Agent Milton, which also could be a factor on why they didn't kill Colm. Maybe Micah talked to Agent Milton and said we could use Colm. Told him a plan. They went in, talked to Colm O'Driscoll. Who knows? All I know is that it was just a little odd that meeting was set up, and Arthur got snatched, and no one cared.
For the time at the moment, I'm moving away from Red Dead Redemption 2 to Red Dead 1. I want to talk about why Javier and Bill, they died out with Dutch.
I will be talking about this after this break. Sorry guys, I was having recording difficulties, but Tank, take it away, as you were saying.
Alright, I want to talk about why possibly Bill and Javier died down with Dutch. I mean, we all know Dutch, if you look through Red Dead Redemption, Dutch does end up going to jail.
PETA, if you're watching the video, no, we're not killing dogs. Those were wolves attacking us. Carry on.
Dutch does go to different.
It's believed that he goes, because Javier does say he went to Colombia, but I don't know if that's true, for the fact that he was near Blackwater. So he might have been in Colombia. Maybe Javier was lying. I don't know. Because Bill was a lot. If you listen to his campfire story, he said that he was a big drunk. And what happened was Dutch found him in a bar and they made fun of him. So he got angry and he went to go shoot Dutch. And they just kept laughing at him again. Because he was just this big drunk that no one cared about. So they took him in, and instead of, killing him for pointing a gun at him, they took him in and they gave him a home. So that's exactly why he was loyal to Dutch, because just like Javier, he was worthless, and Javier and Bill were brought in by Dutch because he believed that they were just misunderstood. So Sorry, that's why he brought him in.
I was thinking that was maybe one of the reasons, or it was either Bill was hanging up on Arthur and John's words, like seeing how Dutch has really gone crazy and mad, or Bill just got fed up because you see now like Dutch seemed to let himself go, so who he really is and all that.
That's actually funny because during the mission where you're saving John, when you're riding away, you know the cutscene where it shows like Dutch and Mike are running at you, shooting at you?
Yeah.
Neither Javier or Bill is there.
It's either they want somewhere to secure something, or they're just riding them behind and not to be seen, and not shooting at them.
Javier loved Arthur, so I think that's why he didn't show up. I think Bill just got angry, so he left.
He got angry too for someone to go get a drink or something, maybe.
Man, probably on the hooch again. Man wanted to go meet up with Phil. Arthur, Martha, Phil and Phil. Haha. I mean, let's all be honest, I'm pretty sure he's gay.
We're all pretty sure he's gay.
By the way, if you are a part of the LGBTQ, we are not making fun of you.
This is just a theory upon the character in the game that many fans have fought over the years of the game. We're just making a statement on the ground.
Okay, now when you bring up the dishonorably discharged, that could mean he tried to kill someone, but dishonorably discharged could mean that he tried to force himself on a man. It was like a show and no tell. If you're gay, you're gay, but don't talk about it. Which actually, I forget her name on TikTok. I'm sorry if she watches this video. She probably won't. But she actually came up with a good thing yesterday. Well, it wasn't yesterday, but the video I watched was yesterday. Bill was openly gay, right? But in a way, he was closeted. That's exactly why he gets angry a lot. He doesn't want to show that he's a soft-spoken guy, and instead he hides it with masculinity. You know, he gets angry. You know, he's this big tough guy, but deep inside he's just this soft-spoken man that has his feelings for, you know, other guys, but he doesn't want to show up because he knows that he'll be ridiculed by gang members or by society, because back then, if you were gay, you were a disease. I mean, it was a mental illness. So I think that's one reason why Bill was so angry and drunk all the time, because he couldn't even express his feelings. But when he could express his feelings, you know, he didn't know how to express his feelings. I'm not going to get much into it, but Sonny, if y'all know who Sonny is, he's down in the swamps. If you don't know who Sonny is, and you go to the swamps and he asks for you to come inside, don't go inside. If you want to go inside, but let's just say he forces himself onto Arthur or John, so we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, if you play as Arthur and you go back to camp after, it basically says that Bill and Sonny are, yeah, you know, a little bit of a double wide surprise. How come Bill didn't get what Arthur got? But he didn't get angry about it. But that's one thing, guys. I think Bill is gay, but I just think that it's weird. He might have He might have liked Kieran.
It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of into that, and like, it's kind of into that in a way. Hopefully, like, Parks is gonna try and throw it at you, don't believe his name, but his real name that Parks gives him.
I forget his name, but it's like something with an M. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not trying to be mean to everyone, but he kind of looks gay. Well, he ain't seducing anyone. Maybe Micah, but that's not it. It's also kind of weird. Kieran is older than Bill. Kieran is 28, well, where Bill's like 25. Crazy. Crazy. In Red Dead 1, John's only like 36. No, the oldest members goes Hosea, Dutch, Micah, Arthur, John. Well, technically Kieran. Yeah. But Uncle's got lumbago, so we don't care about Uncle. He's very serious. Everyone that watches up to this point. And everyone that's watching at this point, comment lumbago. All caps. But, oh. And you're gonna meet Sonny. You don't want that Arthur treatment. Oh, not this guy. Everyone, I'm going to say it now. So don't get offended, all you... I'm not trying to be mean, but you TikTokers that are women that love Javier so much, I despise Javier. I don't like him. I really don't. I played both games. I don't like him. I just don't. I don't know why. But I don't. So, continue. Who? Who we talking about again? Exactly. Who is that? Like, he's not even a main character. Like, come on now. Who? Trash. No, just in Mexico. What she goes back to, he literally says in Red Dead 2 he's not going back home. I mean, I could make some jokes right now, but I'm not going. I go home now. We are going home. We are going home. I mean, he had a red one. Does that count? Oh, okay. White. Okay. White. Green. But, so, yeah, sorry, Javier. I know you're watching this. You're a bum, but okay. Continue. By the way, guys. He looks just like you. Hello, guy. But, basically, continue. South America. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh wait, no, I'm right. I thought for a minute I thought Colombia was somewhere else, but then I realized that it was down in South America.
I knew it was somewhere down like the southern.
It's near Nicaragua, near the Caribbean Sea. And guys, I did not say the other word, so don't cancel me, by the way. Oh, and by the way, my friend Makeem here is black, so if I even did say the word, he's not going to get offended. Oh. Oh, and it is south of Cuba. So, GG.
Yeah, so word probably would spread pretty fast about Javier's.
Well, at that point, Mexico is in a revolution right now, so Colombia, I don't know. And let's talk about Guayma. Let's talk about Guayma, guys. Guayma. What? But I did. I'll get to the point, guys. I know all of y'all are spamming in the comments. Get to the point. 290. Oh my God. I'm gonna sim up Javier in a couple words. Javier was loyal to the gang, but he also loved Arthur Morgan as a best friend. He didn't want to decide between the two for the fact that he could tell that Arthur was going to... He thought Arthur was going crazy, but he could also see Dutch wasn't himself, and he didn't like Micah. So he decided, well, guys, I get that bit. And he decided that he didn't want to team up with anybody, so he just went his own separate ways. But oh, brother, and then decided, and then I'm gonna be brutally honest. He got capped. He got clipped and put in a montage by John Marston. He was okay. We're just talking about a piece of... Hey, we're just dissing trash, okay? It's fine. I'm ready. If you are a Javier fan, write all the comments you want. I'm ready. I already have to deal with the Arthur hate, John hate, Johnny Quickdraw hate. Oh, am I not allowed to say his name? I know you're watching this video, buddy. See you later. Oh yeah, let's not get political now, Johnny. We all know your thoughts. I mean, we all know what country you're from, Johnny. Calm down, crazy. Don't worry. Johnny, we all love you. And I'm pretty sure the Jewish people love you too. But they don't care. I know for a fact, okay, I'm not gonna bring, I'm sorry, Johnny, I had to poke, I had to poke at you. But didn't your family poke at a certain kind of people? The 1940s? 1940s? But don't worry, Johnny, we all... Hey, oh. F-bomb. F-bomb, that wasn't a part of the script. Let me read the script. Let me read the script right quick. Huh. Hold up, guys. I'm reading the script. I guess this is where I throw the gas. Oh. Did I say that out loud? Sorry, Johnny. Guys, I guess I don't know what came up with me. I was just talking about our Austrian friend. Well, Herr Strauss is another Austrian friend, if you do so say so. But I was talking about our boy Johnny. Johnny Quickdraw. But, you know, let's get off of Johnny. I mean, I really don't want him coming after me in Red Dead like he normally does. But, you know, Johnny...
That's a nice
But that does bring us to maybe our final thing of the night. If so, there'll be some extra clips in the end of the video. But I have been making, well, we've been making a name for ourselves on TikTok. Go follow me at ZachAttack290. I just talking about the TikTok side. We've been making a name for ourselves as Red Dead Duelist, which is actually one thing I can't stand about the Red Dead side. I don't like people that do duels for the fact that they always say they're the fastest, yet there's always someone faster than them. Like Johnny. His name is Quick Draw. Yet I see him get killed by other people. And the thing is, I don't think Johnny would actually, or any duelist would actually come out and say it was staged, because that means that all their other TikToks are staged. I'll give it to a couple people. I have dueled people that are beating Johnny, and they're pretty fast. But McKean here is actually beating them. So, obviously, if I've gotten faster and more accurate, I can beat Johnny if I wanted to. It takes skill, yes, but it's not that hard to be a good duelist in this game. It really isn't. You guys have to be quick with your fingers, and you also gotta have accuracy. But one thing I don't like about the TikTok side is I do not like the couples of TikTok. And if you're a couple of TikTok and you watch my channel, leave right now, please. Just go. Know that the manly people that are watching are left, and right. Now that you're here, what color's your horse, boy? We'll get to real business. What color's your revolver? What revolver do you use? Because personally, I use the Lemat revolver, and I'll explain it to you right now. Lemat revolvers are they're really accurate when it comes to dueling. Like, I know a lot of people use Navy revolvers. They use Cattlemen to make it more realistic. I use Lemats. Now, I don't use the shotgun variant. If you did watch the video, there's a storyline behind it. But I use the normal revolver variant, version, for the fact that it's really accurate and it's fun to use, and I like to do things that no one's ever done before, which actually is the reason why I'm making a name as a dueler on TikTok, for the fact that I'm not Johnny, I'm not Box Quick Draw, I'm not Raynox, I'm not Bill the Quick, sorry Bill, I'm not the McCoy boys, sorry McCoy boys, I know you guys are friends, I'm not Kip Lou, I'm not all of them. I don't record, movies all the time. I don't fake duels, Johnny. Sorry, Johnny. I'm not like that. I really don't. I like doing things that no one's done before, which is exactly why I duel with weapons no one uses. I duel with volcanic pistols. I duel with double actions. I duel with Lemat revolvers. Like, sure, people have dueled with them, but they don't normally duel them. Like, I could go to Johnny's TikTok right now and see that he dueled with a Cattleman revolver. Or I could go to Kip Lou and see that he used, Navy. Well, Kip Lou doesn't really, record, duels. But when he does, I've seen him. Like the McCoy boys, they use Navies. Or Schofield. I don't do that. I duel with a Lemat revolver for the fact that Lemat revolvers are accurate, yes, but it's something that no one else does. Not a lot of people do it. And if you do, you're a real Giga Chad. Also, one thing I'd like to point out, I'm trying to think about it, because, like, there's a lot of things I could say, but I'm trying to, keep everything on topic. But, McKean, you duel. What is your preferred weapon to duel with? Be honest, don't be shy. I do like dueling with semi-autos. Yeah. Well, not everybody else. We actually like having fun. Just like this YouTube channel. So subscribe if you're still watching. And Blue Water Marsh. What is your preferred weapons, Crazy Metello? I can understand that. That makes sense. I mean, I do still prefer the Lemat revolver. I was like, it's accurate. That's why I like it. Anyone have anything they want to say before I finish up? We could go on a different topic, or if not, it's fine, because I'm going to finish up. What is it? Oh. Oh, I hate RPers. You RPers with your bolt action rifles and your cattleman revolvers. Now don't get me wrong, I'll roleplay. But like, you. Guys, you gotta buy your gun from the Discord server. You can't run around with a revolver. I get it, right? I'm on PlayStation. We're all on PlayStation. It makes sense, right? We don't have PC where you can just mod. Yeah. No, because like on Red M, you can mod in a store where you can just walk in and buy it. It's cool. That's one reason I love RP. But for you guys on PlayStation, calm down. Like, calm it. You guys are weird. That's my little Discord kitten. Oh, bah. I think this video's been getting out of hand. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace.